Hello friends! Alright, so I want to make a quick video for you guys. Well, it's probably not going to be quick, but I'm going to make a video for you guys about the processes that I use for leads, for samples, and then customers. So looking at that as kind of like a flow process. So you start with your lead, someone who's interested in. If you're doing samples, then maybe you send them some samples and then eventually turn them into a customer. So I want to show you just how I keep track with those things, with those processes, because here's the thing. It is so important that you guys are keeping track of people who are interested in your products, that you are checking in with your customers and your sample people, all right? If you have ever been in marketing before, you all know that the magic is in the follow-up, okay? You should not be sitting around waiting for people who you've reached out to, and they don't reach back out. That is where you come into play, and you reach back out to them and you follow up with them, okay? That is how you create lasting relationships with your customers. And also, I'm telling you, the magic is in the follow-up. That's all I'm gonna say, all right? So now, the processes that I use, there's some amazing training videos in our Pom Squad groups that they have already created on how they work their systems and stuff, but I'm just kind of putting mine all together and then wanted to show you kind of what I do. I've basically following those same principles, but made it my own, which is so important that you all make this business your own. Just because I'm showing you this does not mean that this is what you need to do. You can take bits and pieces from this and make it for your own and what works for you. Because at the end of the day, that's what's so important in this business, is that you do you don't try to do somebody else, and that you make it your own, because people want to buy from you and buy the products from you, all right? So let's go ahead. Now, in your, I believe it's the Pomifera info and resource group, the one that's kind of hard to get into sometimes. That group has tons of valuable files in that group. So in that group, if you go over to your file section, you will see thank you card. These things are already done for y'all, all right? You see thank you cards. You see sample follow-up sheets. You see customer follow-up sheets. You see all these things. Y'all, you've got to use these resources, okay? If you are not following up with these people, you are not going to be getting sales, all right? Point blank. Almost all of my sales that I've gotten before have been from follow-ups, have not been from the initial contact of this person, but from following up with this person. I'll show you, I'm going to tell you what I do, my processes, how it works, but those sheets are awesome. I use my own pen and paper because I am someone, when I write stuff down, it helps me remember. So if I make my sheet, if I take the time, when I put my time into stuff, it helps me remember things. So I'm just going to show you the sheets that I have. They're just basically on paper. And one, I don't print anything out because I don't have a really good printer at home, and my computer is old as Methuselah. So if I try to print it out, it's going to take 10 years, and it's just easier for me to write all this stuff down. Okay. If you're a pen and paper gal like me, show me some love in the comments. All right. So first off, let's talk about leads. So leads, if you are not writing your leads down, what are you doing with your life? All right. So kidding, but for real at the same time. Okay. So leads, our focus in this business, yes, it's about sales. Yes, of course, but it is about leads. Okay. When we get leads turn into sales and into customers. All right. So we should be focusing on our leads. Okay. Now, what is a lead? A lead to me, and this could be different for everybody, but to me, a lead is someone that that has filled out, or that has contacted me about the product, who has commented about a product. I have a skincare quiz that people can take. So if they've taken the skincare quiz, it's also anybody that I have noticed liking my Pomifera posts on my Instagram and Facebook. It's someone that I notice is watching all of my videos, or watching my stories on Instagram and Facebook. Those people are leads, okay? Because here's the thing, even if they've not commented, even if they've not liked, but maybe they've just watched, and they watch all the time, they're interested. And I heard this from somebody, I want to say Jessie Lee. If y'all know who Jessie Lee is, then y'all know that y'all need to listen to what I'm about to say, because she's amazing. But she said that what you do in your business today will impact will, hold on. What you do in your business today will show up or produce your stuff in 30 days. Okay. So what that means is what you are doing now, maybe people just bought some skincare but they've been watching because they're like, oh man, when I run out of my skincare, I need to get some of that stuff. Okay. So that's where, one, being consistent is huge, because people are watching and it might take people months before they ever even buy anything. Okay. So those are your leads. People who have reached out to you, have shown interest, basically anybody. I mean, anybody that's shown interest, all that good stuff. Now, what are you doing with these leads? You need to be writing these leads down. I have a piece of paper in my book that I have, and it says leads, and I literally write their name down. If I don't have this book with me, then I put it in my phone in my notes section, and then I transfer it over. And what I typically do on Friday, that's kind of like my customer day, I will go to that page, and then I will look at people who maybe I've reached out to once already, or maybe I will even just go to their Facebook, and I will basically like stalk them real quick and maybe comment on a photo and just make myself known to them, make myself in their algorithm show up, so I make sure they're seeing my stuff. All right, so connect with them somehow. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my customers. I pick a couple of them out on a Friday, or I mean, it could be whatever day for you guys, and then I reach out to them. And it doesn't have to be spammy, it doesn't have to be related to Pomifera. It could just be a reach out and you just asking how they're doing, or tell them you love their hair color, or where did they get their shirt. But it's about getting on people's minds. You want to be the person that when people think of Pomifera, or they think of skincare, or whatever your niche is, that you come to their mind. All right. So that's what I'm doing with my leads. Okay. So let's say you have a lead who has, they've reached out about products, but then, you gave them all the goods, all the info, all that good stuff, but then they don't respond back, or they end up not buying. So, there's still hope. All right. So what you're going to do there is, let's say maybe I usually give it a week to 2 weeks. And then I'll reach back out to that person. I say, hey, insert name. And then, make sure to give them a compliment, make it personable, and say, hey, just hoping you guys have you and your family had a great Thanksgiving. Just wanted to see if you had any questions about the products we talked about, and if there's anything I can help you with. Okay. Now, if you were doing samples, that's when the samples come into play. You could say, hey, hope you had a great, hey, so-and-so, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Just wanted to let you know, if you would like to try some samples of these products, I would absolutely love to send these out to you so you can try them. All right, simple as that. People aren't gonna say no to free stuff. All right, so make sure that you are following up in some form or fashion with that person. Okay, typically, if I had someone reach out, another good thing that I like to do is, if you're having some type of deal, like especially with Christmas time, maybe you're offering free shipping, in a couple weeks reach out and say, hey, just wanted to let you know I am going to be offering free shipping for customers that are local, or for you if you are still interested in ordering those products. So what's awesome, Pomifera lets us incentivize for those things, so make sure you use that. Okay. So that's what I'm doing with my leads. I will tell you, I think I might have already said this, but I'm going to say it again. Almost all of my clients that I have had have not purchased right off the bat. I've had a lot, but not all of them. It's in the follow-up where I've reached back out to them in a non-spammy fashion, whether it's just putting myself on their mind. I'm going to tell you all this. This is a really funny story. So I had a girl that was thinking about signing up. Actually, I'm not going to tell the story. Because this girl will be like, oh, she did that and she got me. I'll save that for another story. Sorry. If you want to know the story, just let me know. All right. So anyways, that's what I'm doing with leads. So leads, let's say a lead turns into a sample. Okay. So let me show you my sample sheet. Once again, you better be keeping track of this stuff. If you want to be successful, just like any business, you've got to keep track. You got to keep records. Okay. So samples. These are all my samples. There are some awesome sample sheets. I went a little bit more in detail on my sample sheet that I wrote down, okay? So on this sample sheet, I have written their name. I have written what products I sent them samples of, because you will forget, aka I'm telling this by experience. I had no idea what I sent this one girl, and she was asking, and I'm like, I have no idea. So embarrassing. Save yourself from doing that. products. So write down what you sent them, what date you sent them on. So this could be, let's see, it could be the date you either shipped it out or the date you got it to them. And then reach out. Don't mind this. Do as I say, not as I do. I always reach back out. I just don't always mark it, okay? So on these samples, let's see. Yeah, I've got some on the back too. So on these samples, when you reach back out, so I typically, you're giving them a sample of maybe, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 days worth of stuff usually. So you better be checking back in with these people, okay? Do not expect these people to come to you. Will you have those people that say, oh my God, I love the product, let me have it, I want it all? Yes, you absolutely will. But from experience, that absolutely not is always the case, okay? You've got to be checking back in with these people, okay? And do not feel nervous to do that, because you just sent them freaking free stuff. Like, you deserve to check back in. They owe that to you, to tell you how they like the products. You just sent them free stuff, okay? So don't feel embarrassed. Use a little template. Just say, hey, insert name. Make it personable. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, or love seeing the picture of you and your kids, whatever it may be. Then this is where this kind of helps too. Then I say, I hope you are liking the products that I sent you for your eczema or for whatever trouble they're having, and wanted to see how they're working and if you had any questions, okay? Our goal is to solve problems, okay? So we are problem solvers. So if we word that what we say to them in a way that makes it seem like we've just solved their problem, they're probably going to buy, okay? Because why would they not buy when you've just solved their problem and you're like, well, you just said it works, so why ain't you getting it? All right. I mean, obviously don't say that, but so let me give you an example. I had a girl, she's dealing with some eczema, and I sent her some healing body oil. Sent her how to use it, best practices, all that good stuff. Reached back out and I said, hey Allison, I hope you and your family had a great Thanksgiving. Wanted to check back in to see if you were liking the healing body oil and if it's helped with your eczema any. Let me know if you have any questions, and I can't wait to hear from you. And that was it. And she reached back out. It's been helping. And then I said, oh, that's great. Well, just letting you know, I am offering my customers free shipping for the holidays until Tuesday. And so if you want to get some, this would be a great time to do so. Bam, she bought healing body oil. Done. Simple as that. So make sure when you're answering them in their samples, if you know why they're getting. Now, some people, you might not know what samples they've got, and that's okay. They might just say, hey, I want samples, or you might not know why they need the samples is what I meant. Sorry. So it might be more like they just want to try them and you don't know their skincare issues. And if you don't, that's where it comes in to connect with that person and ask them. Okay. I'm taking my own advice right now because I need to start doing that, because sometimes people say, yeah, send me samples, and I'm like, sure. Ask them their skin concerns, ask them what they need, ask them those things, connect with them. That will help you as well. Okay. So if you know the problems, try to solve them in the samples. Okay. See if your samples, now obviously 2 to 3 days, most people love the way their skin feels within those 2 to 3 days. There are some results you definitely can see, but it might be that, you know what I'm trying to say. So just make sure to follow up is what I'm trying to say. Follow up with those people. Okay. I promise it'll help. So then, we go to our sample, or we've gone to our samples, and now they are a customer. Once again, great resource sheets of customers of how to follow up, how to send thank you cards, all that stuff, to tick all that stuff off. I'm using a combination, I think, of what Kristen Vance does and probably some of the other bigger girls do, and I just combine it all in one. Okay. So for my customers, let's talk about customers really quick. Okay. Before I show you what my sheet kind of looks like. When you get someone who orders from you, do not say, thank you for ordering, I'm so excited for you, and then leave them alone. heck to the no. You better be telling them how to use those products. You better be sending them a graphic sheet. Maybe send them a video that you made on some tips and tricks of using these products. Something that is going to add value to their lives and show them that they care, and that this skincare is not just skincare, but they have their own personal person that is going to care about what their face looks like and what their body looks like and what is going on with their skin problems. Okay? You're going to celebrate with them. You're going to laugh with them. You're going to cry with them. Whatever you got to do, okay? So with your customers, you make sure that you have some type of template that you are using that you send out to all of them. I myself created like a video to send out, and then also some pictures of myself. That shout out Laura on my team. She's awesome. She created these awesome graphics that is like a picture, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 of ourselves, and then and showing using the products, and then explaining the products for every collection that we have. Okay, we used we used all kinds of fun little stuff. She knows more about that man. Anyways, I send that to all my clients. I send them tips and tricks. I send them like I said, how to use the products. I send them my information of where they can reach me and where they can find me. So make sure you are going the extra mile, because where we are small business owners, where we set ourselves apart from the big people is that we can add value and show how much we care. Sephora and Ulta, they can't do that, but we can. So we've got to make sure that we are doing that. All right. So just letting you know. Okay. Customers. So once again, my little sheet. There's no personal information on here. Okay, I was like, and their addresses. Okay, so I've got their name. I have the date that they ordered. I have what they ordered. I also have their ID number, and then I also have their points expired date. Okay, so I have their name. I wrote down what they ordered, so when I check back in a couple weeks, I remember. Okay, their points expiration date. What I do, same thing on Friday on my customer day. I go through and look at all the people whose points are expiring that next week, and I reach out to them. I say, hey, just wanted to check in and see how, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's okay. I reach out to them with the points and say, hey, just letting you know, I hope you're enjoying your products. Wanted to let you know your points are expiring next week. We just had the Healing Body come back in stock, and it is an amazing product. Maybe look at that, get in that product, or if you need to re-up on this current skincare line you got, this is a great time. Don't let those points go to waste. Boom, period. That's all you got to say. Typically, they'll order. All right. Now, I went ahead of myself a little bit. I have their name. I write down their ID. Once again, just because that helps me. If they ever have any questions, maybe they can't get into their account, it's good just to have on file. Okay. I write their order down as well, so I know what they got, so I can help them tackle if they have any issues, and be specific when I reach back out to them. Okay. Now, I do my follow-ups. I'm going to tell them how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. You do it what makes sense to you, okay? Typically, once my customer has gotten their products, I will follow up within that week. Whether it maybe is just even 3 or 4 days, I follow up soon, okay? And I only started doing this because I've learned from experience. If you wait like 2 weeks, if people have issues within those first couple days, they're just going to stop using the product. And if you've not created that relationship with them, they're not going to tell you. Okay. I had this happen at the very beginning. Luckily, one of my girls reached out, she was having some issues. And at first I was like mortified. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I'll tell you how to deal with when you have customers that have problems too. But I'm going to be the first to tell you, when people are not liking something, especially if you don't have that relationship with them, they're not going to reach out to you and ask you to troubleshoot or ask them to help them. It's up to you. You can sit there and say, please reach out to me if you have questions. They ain't going to do that. All right. You have to reach out to them. I've had that many times. People, I reach out and then they're like, oh yeah, I love my products, but my face is a little oily in the morning. What can I do? Boom, that's where you come in and you solve the problem. It could be something little like that, okay? But it's important for me. I found that following up shortly after to make sure the products are, they've not had a reaction or everything's running smoothly. If they have questions, once again, that builds that trust, builds that rapport with that client, okay? Then typically after that, I reach back out again, probably within, I don't know, a couple weeks. Now, this next reach out, I would say I reach out between weeks 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. 3 to 4. And with this reach out does not necessarily have to be about skincare products. Okay. What I do on this reach out is I just maybe make sure I comment on a post on their Instagram, or text them a question, ask them where they got something. It could be anything, guys. It could be you ask them about their products again, or, you know, whatever it may be, but you just connect with that person. You reach out, and once again, just like with the leads, you put yourself on their mind. Because here's the thing, this skincare is on the forefront of our minds because we're selling it and we're passionate about it. Most of the people, it is not on their mind. Most of the people with my samples that I've reached back out to them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't even tried them yet." I mean, that's just part of it. You will find that, and it's okay. You just keep that in your mind and you reach back out later. But I don't remember where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? I don't know. But anyways, it's important that we are, you know, reaching back out to them. Like I said, I have no idea where I was going with that. Anyways, okay, let's go ahead and keep on moving forward. Okay, so let's say that, okay, I'm making sure I've got everything down. Okay, so we got the name, an ID. Oh, another thing that you could do on this sheet, I haven't done yet, but might be a great idea, add their birthday. That way you can keep track and send them a thank you card. Oh, I remember, I really forgot where I was going with this. Okay, so we've reached back out to them the second time. It could be about the skincare. It might not be about the skincare. Okay, it's just you're touching base. You are making that point of contact with that person. Okay, then around week 5, I will reach back out to them to remind them of their points. This is another great time that you could present the opportunity to them later on. I mean, or you can wait. It's just whatever, you know, like I said, the sheet that I think Courtney made is a great sheet that kind of lays out, you know, you send a thank you card, you send this, you reach out to them about the opportunity. You could reach out to them about doing a Facebook party. I will tell you right now, what I'm going to do with our team, we're going to try to blow up some Facebook parties come January. Okay, the holidays are over. Obviously sales might get a little slow during that time, but that's where we're really going to push the Facebook parties, and I suggest that you guys probably do the same. Okay, so we reach back out, we ask them if they want to do a Facebook party, whatever it may be, but you keep in contact. Okay, we have a great back office email system as well that you got to make sure you're utilizing. You know, when you have maybe you're running a deal for your clients, or just specifically for you, or you're you know, you got some good holiday specials, whatever it may be, use those resources, utilize. I had a couple good sales just from doing an email with my team and reaching back out and sending a little email saying how thankful I was for them. I also am sending them some Christmas cards. Like I said, it's all about being personable and how you can show them that you care and build that relationship with them, because once again, they're supporting not just your product, but they're supporting you. And if you show that you are invested in them, they will be invested in you. Okay, all right, customers, I think that's it. I just got going. Oh, another thing, last little tidbit. We all know that Pomifera products are freaking amazing. Okay, but we also know that sometimes people have issues, whether it is an extremely small issue of their skin maybe just being oilier in the morning and their makeup not sitting as well, or it could be a big one where, you know, their face is broken out in a rash, maybe their eyelids are swollen. I say that because I had a girl that happened to, and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so when you have a customer that has an issue, whether it be extremely small, whatever it may be, they are reaching out to you once again for you to solve their problem, and you better solve it and show how much you want to help them. Okay, For example, one of my first clients, she never really used a skincare routine at all. She's a friend from high school, hadn't talked to in a while. So pumped that I was going to be helping her with her skin. She had a lot of dullness, all this good stuff. She just wanted to feel herself again, so we're helping her with her skincare. So she starts taking her products, and she reached out to me probably 4 or 5 days after. This is when I first started. I didn't know any of this stuff. I wasn't good at all this checking back in stuff. But she reached out to me and was like, hey girl, I just want to let you know, I know this is probably normal because I've literally never used a skincare line in my life, but my face has kind of been red. It's kind of has a little rash on it, and my eyelids have been swollen. So of course I'm like, oh my gosh. So she was using the face wash, the Rejuvenating Youth, and the Pomifera Rose. She does have very sensitive skin. That's why we didn't do the vitamin C offhand. And so at that moment, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We have to create a game plan. So I was driving, and I literally pulled over on the side of the road and made a video of how we were going to tackle this together and how we were going to fix this problem and what steps, and basically gave her a game plan. And then sent her that video. I had to put it on YouTube because it was so long, and then send it to her. All right. Now, do you have to go to those leaps and bounds? No. But she could not thank me enough of how much that I helped her, instead of just being like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, just keep using the products and I hope it works. No, do not do that. Okay. They're coming to you for a problem, and you got to give them a game plan. Even if that game plan, you're just making it up, because half the time I'm just making that game plan up, but it means something to them and it feels like they have an idea. Because y'all know our minds are very powerful. And if our minds are telling us that our skin's fine, then it could help. You never know. Okay. So what I did is, we completely stopped the products for 3 days. I know they don't recommend that, but I just felt that was best. And you got to listen to your gut sometimes. We stopped the products. We waited till her face calmed down. And then we added back in the face wash. We stayed away from her eye area. Okay. Then after 3 or 4 days, we added back in, after she had no problems, we added back in the Rejuvenating Youth Serum. Once again, no problems. Now she's using all her products. Her face is looking bomb. She's loving them. And she even bought more products just last week. Okay. That could have been an instance where she could have easily said, I'm going to give up on these products. They've made my face way worse. That, I came to you to help me with my skin, and you've made it worse. Or we know it's not us, but the products made it worse, and she could have just gave up on them. But I gave her a plan, and I helped her. And she saw that I truly cared and that I'm in her corner. Okay. So make sure that when you have a customer that has an issue, you go the extra mile to help them with that problem. Okay. You create a game plan for them and show them that you care. Okay. So thank you so much for listening in. Please let me know if you have questions. That's what I'm here for. I love y'all, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.